Hey everybody, welcome to the Good Morning from the Chicken Coop podcast. My name is Kim Johnson and I am a master mindset coach, creative strategist, and also happen to be a farmer. This is my chicken coop and I come out here every day to record a podcast, to teach distinctions, possibilities, new ways of thinking, and just bring some joy into the world. So welcome to the coop and let's start your day off in a fantastic way. Hey everybody, good morning. So today is travel back day and so much, I can't even begin to explain the amount of love that I got to experience over the last few days being at this event and being able to speak and be in a room with people that were truly appreciative of everyone that was teaching them, being with people that I get to coach all the time and hugging them and loving on them and just having this connection. The boost that it gave me was something I didn't even know I needed, which is what's so funny about it. Like, you don't even know you need things sometimes until you find out that you are getting them, and then you're like, wow, I really needed that. And that's what's in the lesson today. I'm watching things around the farm. Before I left, getting ready to leave, I was making sure everything was taken care of, not just the animals, but the plants, things like that. And I noticed how everything is starting to bud out. Everything is really like getting ready to burst forward with spring, which is always such a tremendous time to begin with. But I noticed how lots of the, especially the plum trees, had triple the amount of blooms on them, and I could see the fig trees were coming out stronger than normal. And we had a really tough winter cold wise, so I sat there and I looked at them and I was like taking in the information and like, that's interesting, being very curious, staying in that curious mindset, because that's a superpower. And at this event, I connected the dots. All of a sudden, days later, I started connecting dots because I realized that I was giving them things when I wasn't sure they even needed them. At the end of the fall and throughout the winter, I was making sure that they had been packed, like all around their base of the trees had been packed with really, really good compost, and coming from the bunnies, coming from the chickens, and just making sure that was going to break down and supply something to them, and trying something ahead of time, doing something instead of just doing it in the spring, doing something ahead of time, setting it up for when they needed it, it would be kicking in. And boy, oh boy, did that hit home, because it all of a sudden it is like a game changer. I've got all kinds of amazing things going on, and I was looking at the number of buds on the plum trees, and I was like astonished by it. And then I remembered, wait, I was giving them something, and I didn't know they needed it when they were going to need it, but now I see that is a critical choice. And just like I didn't know I needed the boost of going out and meeting with people that are regular, coaching clients of mine, but getting out and speaking and doing something like that, what it would do. Now, traveling back is going to take a hot minute, and the level of exhaustion you feel after an event like this, when you pour in and you pour in and you pour in, is high, and it's draining. But boy, what a difference does it make? Boy, how does it make you feel overall? Is it worth it to go down that road? And I do think it is. I mean, for me, I can speak and say 100% it is. Just like pouring into projects. Are they exhausting? Yes. Do they make your body hurt? Yes. Are there things that I look at and I go, oh, that's going to be a tough one. There's a flower garden that I'm going to be starting soon, and I'm like, man, that's going to be a lot of work. But guess what? It will be worth it, and the exhaustion will be worth it. So we have to always equate those things to it and say, but what is it going to give me on the other side? Because there are things that it cross-pollinates that gives us so much more. So I am wrapping up this trip, and really recognizing that that's a part of something that I need to add in more regularly. I don't go often, and when I do, sometimes I'll say, oh, that was worth it, like what the experience I'm having now. And sometimes I go, yeah, that was not worth it in the long run because of the extent of the travel, or maybe it was what happened when I was there. But what I realize is I have to focus on the other parts of it, and those feelings and what they do to cross-pollinate. So it's not missing those little nuances. It's actually paying attention to them and really saying, okay, I see it, and I'm going to make sure I focus on that and not just I don't like the travel portion of things. So I'm going to throw it out there to you guys and say, hey, what is it that you could do that would be the same thing, that would be a tremendous boost for you, that you know you might need right now, whatever's going on in your life? Because life is always challenging. I mean, there are always going to be challenges. There are always going to be things we don't understand. There are always going to be things that show up and we're like, what the hell is this here for? What is this here to teach me? It's our job to find a way to say, I'm going to get curious, I'm going to dig in, and I'm going to say, okay, I don't particularly like this, I'm not fond of this. You could even go so far as to say I hate it. And I know I have to find a way to connect these dots, because once we find a way to connect the dots, as human beings, we feel more certain and we start going on, and we can say, okay, well, that wasn't for me, that is for me. In this case, this was for me. And even though it took me away from the things that I love and my family and all of, the farm, it also gave me something. So paying attention to that piece is absolutely critical. So I will say that it was all worth it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And I hope you have a blessed day connecting the dots. Bye.